Hello everyone, this is Dragon Priest 4, or as I go on by my, fighting game tag name, Super Link Kirby, and today I'm here to talk about Gel from Joy Mech Fight, a character that breaks a lot of conventions in more ways than one. Alright, I guess just like Gel here, how he just vanished, let's get into it. So, first of all, I'm going to go over his very basic normals. Now, you might be thinking, well, if he breaks a bunch of conventions, why does he have basic normals? And that's because, well, his normals suck. First of all, you have Punch, which is, like most punches in this game, fast, does a lot of damage. Sometimes you can even do stuff like that, but it's a mix-up. There's no true follow-ups, it's just a move you mash if someone's blocking or if you just want to get them away from you, but really, Punch is outclassed by his other normal, Kick, which is not only 2 points stronger, but actually gets them away while being either frame 2 or frame 3, as most moves are in this game. But yeah, his grounded kick is a pretty decent move, all things considered. Now, regarding Gel's leg sweep, which is pressing down and B on the controller, as you can see with the input display. This is, well, outside of his throw that you already saw, either an accident, this is Gel's only move that actually knocks down. Now, you might think that knocking the opponent down is good, because in most traditional fighters it gives you the advantage to, I guess it puts them in a bad position. However, in Joy Mech Fight, this is not the case, because moves that typically knock down are prone to just getting blocked, and, well, nothing happens when that happens. And since you don't gain stun from block in this game, which is a mechanic I'll go over at a different time, basically moves that knock down are pretty bad. Gel's, on the other hand, is actually an exception, and I will get to that, I guess, right now, since that's all of his basic normals. So as far as aerials go, we have Air Punch, which is actually a fairly solid move. It stays out for an incredibly long time, and in fact it has a hitbox on his foot, as you can see right there. But the main thing about it is the combo potential. Now, you might be thinking, what kind of combos does this lead into? It doesn't even look like it would lead into anything, but this is where Gel starts breaking the first convention of Joy Mech Fight, actually having combos. Combos in this game are extremely rare, because most characters have very little hits done. Like if I just start punching Zack here, he's able to jump almost immediately after I hit him. So combos are basically impossible, and this whole game is just neutral the game. Gel breaks this convention because he actually has combos like one I'm about to do right now. That, if I can actually do it. Yeah, something like that, or even something like this. He has follow-ups out of his moves, which is really rare. Now, Gel, I guess, second-handedly breaks another convention of Joy Mech Fight by not only having one combo, but he has lots of combos. He has an insane amount of combo routes, as you just saw with the whole, punch to leg sweep, or even punch to Gel kick, which is a move I will go over later. But yeah, this is just off of one move, by the way. I've even gotten to his kick in the air, which is jump kick, which is the same power as jump punch, except with slightly bit more reach and, well, this. Yeah, I'll get into that a little bit later, but as for now, as far as things go, kick is a pretty okay move. There are other kicks in the game that have a better hitbox than this. However, Gel's is probably the best of its kind, just because it leads into so many things. But anyway, moving away from that, now we have specials. So, let's go over the worst one first. Gel Twister. Seems pathetic, and that's because it kind of is. However, a little known fact is that if you mash A and B at the same time while doing Gel Twister, he goes faster. Unfortunately, you have to do this right at the start of the move, otherwise, well, you get no speed. It's really unfortunate, but this move does have some niche uses, like being able to cross up your opponent and doing stuff like that. You know, it's one of the few ways to change aerial drift in this game, because once you're committed to a direction, you can't stop moving in that direction. So being able to change direction on a whim is pretty helpful, but ultimately this move is pretty garbage. But yeah, now let's go into the move that made me want to play this character this whole time. And you might be thinking, is it visibility? No, actually it's gel kick, probably the best kicking move of this variety in the whole game. Yes, better than Blaze's, better than Leo's, maybe even better than Ho-Oh Crash, who knows. Why is this move so good, you might ask? It only seems like it does 8 damage and it doesn't look like it has any sort of potential outside of moving. Well, unlike most kicks in this game, you can actually semi-angle this. Holding down and back and doing the input, which is just back B normally. If you're holding down while doing it, he goes at a slightly lower angle. If you're holding up and doing this, it goes slightly higher than normal. And not holding a direction just makes him go at a normal angle. So, it has 3 different variants of it, giving it probably one of the few moves in the game with the most variation in it. But here's the real kicker in this one. It actually combos. Yeah. It's an approach option that not only leads into combos, but is the quintessential move of Gel's entire move kit in this entire game. Essentially, Gel Kick allows you to get a free approach option that is pretty much unbeatable, while also letting him do a quick 28 damage. This is called the Gel Classic, which is when you do, Gel Kick and the Strong Gel Throw, which is a move I have yet to get into, but don't worry, we're about to get into this. Gel Throw. Now, most ways you do throws in Joint Mech Fight is by holding forward and A, the input for a good punch. Now, normally it does 14. Pretty average for a throw. Most throws do 16 or 12, so Gel's right in the middle. However, what makes Gel's throw unique is that it also doubles as a kick throw. By doing the input of forward and B while right next to the opponent, you get this. Yeah, 20. In case you don't know, every character in this game has 88 HP. This was determined by a good member of the Join Mech Fight community known as Refreshing Lemonade. I will probably put a link to his channel in the description. He might make videos about this game soon. Anywho, main point is 20 damage. That's roughly almost a fourth of your HP, just gone in one single move. Now, the problem with this kick throw is that it has considerably less range than his, normal throw, meaning it's much harder to pull this throw off normally. This is when Gel Kick gets insane, because not only is it a true combo into Gel Throw if you can time it just right, but it's also a very, very good method of just doing quick damage and a lot of stun, which is another part of Gel's game, which we'll get into just a little bit. But yeah, Gel's Throw, good move. And since I forgot to actually talk about this during the normals, good punch. This move is absolute garbage, and here's several reasons why. A, if you're trying to be close to your opponent and do good punch, you'll get Gel Throw instead, which is not only better, but overall it just resets neutral, just puts you in a safe position. Why would you ever go for a good punch when it only does 6 damage, doesn't knock down, and if you take one more step forward, you just get a throw instead, which is way better. Literally, good punch has no reason to exist on this character, but luckily you're not forced to use it. It does have one benefit, however, and it's that Gel's Hurtbox shifts all the way down into the ground, meaning it's practically impossible to hit him while he's doing it, which may or may not save your life. Overall, don't actively try to go for this, it sucks. Anyway, we're going on to Gel's last special that I didn't already talk about. Visibility. This is a move of infinite proportion. I mean, not only is it directly impossible to tell where Gel is, but it's impossible to even tell what move he's using unless you can just guess. Invisibility can be summed up like this. It's a mind game. there's practically no real reason to actually use this in a fight against an opponent that knows what Gel's game plan is. Visibility is one of these moves that I like to call, well, player dependent, as in it depends on who you're fighting and overall, you know, how they react to it. Most people, when they see Gel turn invisible, are gonna immediately be really scared and start throwing out random normals and moves because they don't know what the hell he's doing or where the hell he is. If your opponent is one of these, visibility can easily win you the entire game. However, if it's an opponent that just plays smart, memorizes where his position is on the corner, and can just guess what he's gonna do, then they can adapt. Visibility is a great mix-up though mid-game if you just need to get in that one time to get your Gel Classic or even other combos. Visibility might just give you the chance to just get in that one time and get that one conversion you need. Hell, it might even be all you need to finish off the game. It does have drawbacks though. I mean, it's got startup in this game, which is rare, but not only that, but if Gel gets low on health, or if it's, you know, both opponents are on their last life, then Gel can't use visibility whatsoever. It's really unusual, but it makes sense, I guess, because that would be really cheap otherwise. But yeah, visibility is one of these moves I haven't discovered the full potential of, but just because I can doesn't mean you can't. If you can make great use of visibility and win a set, by all means, go right ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. Anyways, that's basically all of Gel's moves. However, this isn't everything the character is capable of. I've only shown you a, well, grasp at what Gel is actually capable of. As far as for going into the other convention Gel breaks in this game, outside of the two he currently breaks, there is yet a third convention he breaks. And, I'm gonna say this right now, you're probably not expecting this. Anyway, why should I stop talking about it and just get into it? This right here is the Gel Complex. And Gel, as far as this video is posted, in this version of the game, basically, is the only character in all of Joy Mech Fight to be able to infinite. That's right, he can infinite in a game where there's practically almost no combos, and stun is very hard to do. So, the Gel Complex is what I've been calling this. It's as simple as follows, but it's really hard actually. What you want to do is that you want to jump toward him while holding back and down the input for a low Gel kick. And this is because Joy Mech Fight stores your charge input while you're jumping for some reason. Basically, it allows you to do a kick in the air, and then immediately when you land on the ground, you'll do the low Gel kick if you press B at the right time after landing. And then, of course, if everything lines up perfectly, after your Gel kick, you do your strong Gel throw, which will immediately put the opponent in stun. There is a list of characters who get stunned and who don't get stunned, but that's gonna be a video in a different time. Because, oh boy, stun in this game is quite an ordeal. But yeah, this combo in whole just does a fuckload of damage, and, well, since it infinitely loops poor Zack over here, Zack basically loses the matchup the instant he gets hit by an aerial. Now, here's the problem with, you know, the Gel Complex. While the stun thing does limit the amount of characters it's on, albeit by not very much, there are height limitations, if that makes sense. As in the characters it can and can't hit, it just depends on their height. Now, if I can find Ashura over here, Ashura is a great example of this. He is a character that can get, you know, infinited by this, however the normal variant will not work because he's too short when he gets hit. So instead, I like to, again, mention my good old pal Refreshing Lemonade for discovering the second method of doing the Gel Complex. Instead of doing the kick right before you land the ground, you do it basically as soon as you jump. You still, of course, hold down and back for your charge input for Gel Kick, so it goes like this. yeah, that's how you do it. You just gotta do it the other way, which I guess can be seen as easier, but ultimately you have to do that method for shorter characters that would otherwise just not get hit. However, the drawbacks of the, I guess, refreshing lemonade method is that, well, it just straight up doesn't work against taller characters like Garborg and Giganto, just simply because the kick hits them too early, and they'll be able to act before you land, which is why you have to do the classic version of it on them, which gives them the least amount of time to react. So yeah, well, that is the gel complex in sort of in its entirety. In order to go over who it works on and who it doesn't, I have to bring up the stun chart, but I'll save the stun mechanics of this game for a different video. But as far as Gel goes, that's pretty much it. He does have some bad matchups, of course, against characters like Giganto, Jibber. Basically, all the characters that are stun immune or stun resistant are going to be hard. However, one of the more problematic characters that isn't either of those is Blaze, mostly due to Rainbow Fury, Rainbow Tackle, and, well, Rainbow Wave. Then again, Blaze is at the top of A tier, so hey, it makes sense. Gel is a character in this game that I guess overall is relatively hard to use given the other characters in this game, but if you can get really good at him, you can just utterly dominate. In my opinion, he's the coolest character in this game, but this game is still being developed in terms of its metagames, so who knows, maybe one day we'll say Jibber's the coolest.
Actually, we won't, that's a fucking lie!
Anyway, that's it for Gel, really. So, yeah, I'm kinda surprised this video ended up being about 18 minutes or so, but I guess that just explains how deep he is. Maybe at some point in the future I'll make a video on a different character, maybe Giganto, which is another interesting character that breaks conventions, but for the time being, this is, Super Lane Kirby, signing out.